This video is to look at how to write a treasurer's report. Often we're quite good at the numbers, but when it comes to writing, it's a little bit more challenging. So we'll go through that. This is for St Anne's High School basketball team. If we have a read through, there's a few things important to us. A few things are new sponsorship from Ultimate Cars, professional coaching being hired, an increase in players, best ever ranking at the Nationals. So all of those will help us in writing our reports. We also need to look at what happened last year. Key features being sausage sizzle made 4,100 last year. Tournament broke even. There was a decrease in players last year. Last year's subs were $50, and overall there was a 2,400 deficit, and we paid off the club debentures. So all of those might make it to our report. Important that you right click, open worksheet object, and you open your financial statements here, because you'll need those in order to comment. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new Word document, and I'm going to write the report. So I'd like you to go along with me and follow. So the first thing we've suggested is that what you're going to do is put an introduction. So the introduction is often spoken, but we'll put it here anyway. I'd like to present the unaudited financial statements for St Anne's High School Basketball Club for the year ended 31st of the 12th, 2014. Okay, so it's just an introduction. You're saying it, but again we'll write it because it's your speech. The next thing that's important perhaps is the key features. So we know the key features. Key features are about hiring a coach, is about getting the sponsorship, and maybe even that the fees, membership fees, went up from $50, and if you calculate it they went up to $90. So we'll put that in. Key features: sponsorship of Ultimate Cars, hiring a coach, and membership fees. And I just said that all those decisions had a major impact on the financial statements. Next thing we do is we talk about the membership. So we know that last year the membership decreased by 20 members, it told us in the resource material. But what we've got to do is make sure we put dollars in there as well. So let's see what we put under the membership. So the membership increased 170 members. Got that figure there by getting the membership figure in the financial statements, income statement, and dividing that by 90 gives me 117. Compared to last year where there's a decrease in membership by 20 players, and also we know that the membership went up from $50 to $90. We might actually put that. Okay, so members that are in the AGM can have a look and go, oh yeah, I remember, and those that are new will think that's not fair. So we've done the membership. Next part is to comment on the receipts and payments. So receipts and payments, really we're looking at majorly the cash position and the change from last year. So we've put, it's demonstrated an increase in cash from $300 to $500. And then what I look for is particularly any purchase of non-current assets or any movement in non-current liabilities like debentures and loans. So receipts and payments increase from $300 to $500, and then we've got purchase of new uniforms and equipment, and probably you should put the figures in there. The new uniforms, where you can find them. Uniforms 4,000 and equipment 1,200. So that's what we'll be looking at. And they were made out of current fundraisings because it showed in the receipts and payments that there were no loans or debentures in there. So that's quite nice. The key new items from last year were the sponsorship, 12,000 coming in, and the coaching fees, 21,000. Now that's interesting. It might be the first time members have seen how much we paid our coach. So a bit of accountability, if you like, for the coach. Alright, next thing is to look at each of the activity statements. So the first one's the sausage sizzle. So I had a surplus of 5,220. Again, the numbers. Last year we made 4,100, so it's an increase. And because it's the AGM, it might be a nice chance to say thanks to those that gave up their time to make this possible. So good job with Sausage Sizzle. Other one we had was the tournament. Now this is quite different, really, in that the tournament made a deficit or a loss of 7,200. Players, they paid $11,000 to go to the tournament, but the costs were actually quite high. The major cost, therefore, we'll detail. Last year we broke even, this year a loss. Huge difference. They want to know why. So the major cost really was that $5,000 for coaching. That's new this year. Okay, good. So in my mind I'm going 5,000. That's 2,200. Still deficit there. And there are other high costs such as accommodation. We probably should have put that in because we've mentioned it. Accommodation, tournament, $9,000 there. So accommodation. We weren't given last year's figure. Travel 2,000, entry fee of 1,600. The deficit or large costs did enable the team to gain the best ranking. It may have attracted new players to the club. Not sure if you should put that in, but it does link it back to other things. So that's quite important, even though it's a value judgment. Alright, so we've commented on the tournament. Now we're going to move in and talk about the income statement itself. If you remember looking at the other part, we made a loss last year, a deficit. This year we had a surplus, 1,900 surplus. And we'll put last year's loss. So the turnaround really is 2, 3, 4. It's like $4,500. So it's actually really good. Surplus made possible by Ultimate Cars, the Sausage Sizzle, increase in subscriptions. So it's quite interesting, even though we're able to buy new uniforms and new equipment, we still made a surplus here. So we're just mentioning those reasons why. If you look at the expenses, there's nothing really that stands out other than the tournament deficit. So we won't mention them really. But we also might talk about the coaching fee being split. Okay, and that coaching fee meant it was only 16,000 and not 21 when it came to this part here. Income statement done. Balance sheet. Look, you're on the home straight. Balance sheet. So you're talking about a few things. Long-term liabilities, buying non-current assets, and can we pay our debts? So let's have a look. If you have a look at the statement, it shows that we've got 500 in the bank and we've only got $200 for current expenses, that is, that we have to pay. We won't have to pay our players back for the subs in advance, so it looks like we should be able to meet those debts. No long-term liabilities. I might add, as we paid the debentures off. That was given to us in the other information, so we should include it here. And the assets increased with the purchase of uniforms and equipment. We've already put dollar figures up the top here, so we're not going to put them down here. It also shows that 5 members have paid in advance for the 2015 season, with that subscriptions in advance figure. So 5 9s are 45, so 450. However, we're still chasing 2 members that have yet to pay their fees with subs owing, and we'll put the figure in. Again, a really good mixture of numbers and putting there some non-financial stuff too. Alright, so that's almost finished. Just to overall, club has performed well financially. Surplus and just enough money in the bank to pay current debts. Note that I haven't dwelt on the success of the club. That would have been done in the President's report or Chairperson's report. I haven't dwelt really on the new coaching and how that's impacted the playing. Again, that's their report, that's not our report. So you've got just one last line to go, and that is to move the Treasurer's report be accepted. And once you've done that, that's great, because that will say they'll vote on that, they'll be accepted, there'll be questions, and there might be some questions. Hopefully you've answered all those already. And that's your job for the year. Well done. So this gives you a bit of indication how to write it. Sort of a merit and excellence level. Make sure you have both financial and non-financial, and just step through each part and make sure that the 3 key features or 2 key features that are given to you are actually incorporated all the way through. Alright, I move my treasury report, be accepted, full stop, that's you done, well done. Good luck.